It's showtime.
Hello, and welcome to the KN Cast. I'm Tom Powell. Each week, I ask my best friend, Jake Scheidel, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show for which this is the only podcast that covers it. So I fucked up and forgot to include that in the first part of this.
That's great.
Anyway, Jake, did you watch Kid Nation?
Friday night and everyone's moving.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. Wow,
We're hurrying this along, okay? This is an
jumping right
express
in.
version of this. I'm trying to expedite how much Kid Nation we have to watch by getting this out of
Please.
the way as quickly as possible.
That's actually really smart.
Jake, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. As I mentioned before we started the episode, I did download TikTok, so that's all I know anything about anymore.
What are the songs? What are the songs that people are? Because I know that's a big thing where there'll be songs that blow up because everyone's using them for their TikToks. Like the no yup song.
Right now, a really popular piece of audio is the woman going, "I just want to be appreciated." So that's considered a song now.
Okay. You say that like I'm supposed to know what that is.
Well, if
What
you're
is that
on
from?
TikTok, Thomas.
Well, no, but
it's
like,
from a
what is it
TikTok.
from?
I don't know. Just some lady's TikTok.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever. I think my brain, I think I'm too old. We really are reaching the
God.
stage where certain things blow
Thomas.
up or happen, and you're just like, I'm not gonna understand. I'm not gonna try to understand this. Like, it's not gonna. It won't happen.
So you know how TikToks is like people basically reacting to other people's audio from previous TikToks. It's just like a
Yes.
loop, whatever. One meme or trend, whatever they call it on TikTok, that's really popular is the audio of somebody saying to all the older generation on TikTok, and by that I mean people born in the late 90s.
Ancient. These 21-year-olds.
Yeah, and then just like every day I watch those. I'm like, "Ah."
Olds out. Get the olds out of TikTok. Anyone over the age of 16 should not be allowed to be there.
One of my favorite.
I do feel like most people that post on TikTok are either 15 or they're 45. I feel like there's no in between.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like the only place I've spent any time the last week. And I wouldn't recommend it. What I would also not recommend is this week's episode of Kid Nation, which was called I Just Like the Recess Part. What did you think of that episode title? I don't remember anybody saying that.
Yeah, I don't really remember anyone saying it either. I know what it would have been in reference to. It was when they had to study the stuff, and people were like, "I don't like school," but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said it or when.
Well, in that case, bad episode title. If we can't name the person who said it, doesn't count as a good episode title. This episode aired
Also,
November...
fucked up that this episode was not called Dance Man. Come on.
Okay, Thomas, I'm so glad you brought this up, because I was transcribing my notes yesterday, preparing for the podcast, and I saw at the end of my notes, it just said Dance Man.
Yep.
And I said, what the fuck does that mean?
How do you not remember that? It was the best thing that happened on the entire show.
Who is Dance Man? What is Dance Man? I don't remember this.
Dance Man is Jared. At the end of the episode, he sneaks into the arcade before it gets locked and plays Dance Dance Revolution, and he sets his high score name as Dance Man, and then leaves.
That's
it was
right.
maybe the funniest thing that's ever happened on the show.
Yes, we love Jared now. Jared the Dance Man.
Yeah,
That's great
Jared.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm on board with Jared after that.
wa-
That was genuinely charming.
I want to see the reaction to that. I want to see somebody else try to get the high score and be like, who the fuck is Dance Man?
Yeah,
That's gonna be
imagine
funny in a
really
future
wanting
episode.
to get the high score and not knowing who Dance Man is, and just every time you fall short, just being like, Dance Man!
Dance Man got me again.
I will defeat you, Dance Man!
Yes, Dance Man would have been a much better episode title. This episode first aired on November 28th, 2007. Do you know why that day is significant, Thomas? November 28th, 2007. Bet you won't guess it. But I bet you will remember it.
November 28th, was Dan in Real Life released?
I don't know. I did not look up the schedule for Dan.
I was trying to think of what you would think was significant, and that seems like something you would do to troll me. So,
Well,
and I think that movie came out in 2007. So
That sounds about right. No, November 28th, 2007 would have been the 40th birthday of one Anna Nicole Smith. So, remember her?
Wait, what? Dad, like how you were like, why would you think I would say something as obscure as Dan in real life? Obviously, it's Anna Nicole Smith's birthday.
But she didn't make it. She only lived to be 39. Would have been her
That's true.
40th, her first birthday without Anna Nicole Smith. So,
Oh my God, did you know that Sandra
nation
Lerche
mourned.
did the music for indie artists? The guy that did the song Two Way Monologue, which is a good song, did the music for Dan in real life.
Are you looking up Dan in real life now?
Yes. Okay, I was off by a month. It was released October 26th, 2007.
Damn it, I wish I had known this a month ago. I could have looked that up. Well, we were distracted by all the Halloween festivities,
This
of
has been
course.
Tom's IMDb corner.
I'm sure later on you will be my baby.
Last week's episode had 6.88 million viewers. How many viewers do you think this episode received? I think it went
I'm
up,
going to say
went
6
down?
points. This would have been around Thanksgiving, I think.
November 28th, 2007. Yeah.
I'm going to say 6.5.
Thomas, hit one out of the park and think you're a mastermind. No, it actually got 7.29 million.
Come on! Who is coming back? Why do people keep doing this?
Morbid curiosity, I think, is the only explanation.
Yeah. Jake,
yeah.
not to keep us mired in Tom's IMDb corner for too long. I do think it would be funny if you played like a second of the chorus of the Alien Ant Farm song Movies as the bumper for that.
Okay.
Just a thought.
I mean, we do already have the Bang song as Tom's IMDb corner song, but I guess for this time,
Oh,
I
we
guess we
do?
can. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, we do. Yeah, I forgot about. No, that's probably funnier. I think it would be really funny to do movies, but I don't
Well,
know. Yeah,
yeah.
it's up to you.
We'll figure something out, and at this point, it will have already been done a whole minute ago.
At least I didn't derail the show to come up with an idea that we had already done, like I did with the wildlife shots one time.
Yep, I just listened to that album.
We do so many episodes of this that it all runs together sometimes.
Yeah, time's fake. This podcast is also fake. It's the only fake podcast.
March never ended, am I right, folks?
Yeah,
You ever think about how March didn't end?
wake me up when March ends. That's what I'm always saying. Taylor starts the episode by playing with the chickens, so that's good. She says she doesn't care about the ugly chickens. Okay.
Taylor is just a miserable little girl, and it makes me worried for her. Honestly, watching it because I'm like, I bet she's. It just seemed like it wasn't ever gonna get better. Like she's probably just still like this.
I have let myself look into where people are at a little bit, but I have not looked into Taylor's life at all.
I think
because
she's
do-
like an IG fitness model now.
Yeah, probably. That makes a lot of sense. Good for her. I'm sure she's great and charming now. But as a child, I would not have any patience for her. Kids, no thank you. That's my take on this podcast.
Also, them hanging out with the chickens just made me again. There's an old Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing where they I can't remember what movie gets referenced in one of the movies they were watching, but it's like an actual good movie, and they're like, never make your audience think of a better movie while they're watching your movie. Like, that's a big mistake. And I feel the same way about Kid Nation, where anything that reminds me of Survivor, I'm like, man, what if I was watching Survivor right now? And the chickens are an example of that.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Well, another Obungle in a never-ending stream of them. The Obummer has done this to us again.
He was on the fucking show. You think he doesn't have a hand in production these days?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me be clear. We will not be. If you like your arcade machines, you can keep them.
Yeah. Obama, how old would he have been? He probably wouldn't have been in the Kid Nation, right? He's probably too old.
He like us. He just missed the cutoff.
Damn. Man, Kid Nation would have been different with President Barack Obama.
Hello, fellow teens. We're not trying to build there's no green bonanza. There's no yellow bonanza. There's just bonanza.
Yeah, that's great. That's like from his speech from when he won the presidency, remember?
That was actually his, excuse me, that was his speech from the 2004 Democratic National Convention.
Okay, whatever.
That was the same convention that also had the I'm John Kerry and I'm reporting for duty speech, which is less fondly remembered.
The only good thing that's ever happened at a national convention is when Clint Eastwood talked to that chair. That was really funny, and I still think about that all the time.
I really don't think we appreciated that enough.
It's so good.
That was like a Tim Heidecker performance art thing. It was like, did you watch the An Evening with Tim Heidecker stand-up special he did?
No.
It was like that.
Man, Tim Heidecker is great stuff. So the plan is to kill 10 chickens, but Taylor is allowed to pick the chickens because she pitched a fit all of a sudden. Again, I don't understand why. She's never cared about the chickens up to this point, right? Like,
I don't know. I thought this was reasonable. Like, I don't blame any of the kids that don't want to kill the chickens, and Taylor's got her specific ones she's attached to, I guess, so I thought it was a reasonable compromise to just let them pick which ones.
No,
It's still kind of fucked up, but ultimately I thought it everybody came away happy on that one.
I don't know. I just remember when Wendy had her whole thing with the chickens on Edge of Extinction, it was a whole plot line for her 3 or 4 episodes, and there was finally a climax. And I'm just saying, it's weird that Emily did her whole thing with the chickens early on in the season. No mention of the relationship with the chickens until this episode. It's just long-term storytelling,
Yeah.
Like Survivor
Jake,
and Wendy.
Would you have it in you to have the chickens be killed, whether you were personally doing it or not? I think I would. I wouldn't feel great about it.
I wouldn't feel great about it, but I'd still do it if everybody in my town was like, we should eat chickens. I'm like, all right, I guess we're killing the chickens now. Like, I love potatoes, right? But you can't eat only potatoes. Believe me, I've tried. It's remember when I got my teeth removed, whichever ones? And so my cheeks were all blown up for like 2 or 3 weeks, and you thought we were doing this bit where we would slowly punch each other in the face. And you forgot I had gotten my teeth removed and was only eating scrambled eggs and potatoes, so you started doing that, but I didn't have the energy to say, hey, don't do that. So you punched me in the face really hard. Not really hard, very slowly, but it felt horrifying because my cheeks were all numbed up with drugs. Remember that? Remember when you did that? Because we're such good friends.
Yes, I do remember that.
Why are all my friends injuring me throughout my childhood?
Yeah, that was truly something.
Yeah, good stuff. Good friend. Also good friends are Alex, Jared, and Anjay, who have a really fun, cool nerd conversation in the saloon where Jalad confirms that aliens do in fact exist in this world. I thought the scene was great. I was really happy that the nerds finally got together.
The nerd conversation was fine. I don't know. I feel like I was more annoyed by the nerds this episode than anything else.
Of course, because Thomas Powell's the fucking biggest jock in the whole wide world. Ask anybody.
Yeah, that's me. I like sports, not reading. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thomas doesn't like reading. He likes sports and posting.
I'm actually a nerd about sports. Remember in 2010... And I'm absolutely guilty of this, which is why I'm going to make fun of it. Mm-hmm. But when everyone was like, that was the era of people being like, being a nerd's cool now. And actually, you can be a nerd about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And then that got annoying after like 6 months.
Yeah, and it's still happening to this day.
Yeah, and then it never stopped, and it's even more annoying now.
Did you know this is the first year without a Marvel film or TV show in 10 years or something?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing is when people would be like, I can't believe that you guys are going to attack, like, comic book fans or whatever. It's like, literally everything is catered to you now.
Yeah.
Like, the entire movie industry exists for you. It's fine if people don't like it. Yeah. Like, fuck off. Look, people are going to make fun of you when you post that, like, name better cinematography. I'll wait. Like snorting emoji with the shitty gray backgrounds from the fucking Avengers movies. Like, I'm sorry. What? Just, it's like the Harry Potter thing. It's like I have enjoyed Marvel movies. There's ones I like better than other ones. I think that I have become numb to them because, like, they're stopping now, which is nice to have a breather, but, like, it's the fact that I know that they're like a fucking shark. Like, they can't stop. They have to continue forever. And that's exhausting. But, like, the Harry Potter thing where it's like, I enjoyed those books growing up reading them. Like, they were fun. I don't feel the need to come back to them necessarily. But, like, I was as in on Harry Potter fever as everyone else was. The problem is, like, you need to branch out to other shit. Like, that can't be your entire frame of reference for books, and the Marvel movies can't be your entire frame of reference for movies. Like, you need to branch out. Like, there's other things you can watch. It doesn't mean you can't like them, but, like, you shouldn't compare every other thing to them. Or more importantly, please do not compare politics to them.
So that's Tom's IMDb corner.
This has been Tom's IMDb corner 2. This is where you play the alien ant farm bumper.
Let me take it to the Shorty, I'm sure later on you will be my baby.
The journal tells them that they need to focus on education, which is stupid because fuck education, fuck school, kill parents.
No more teachers. No more homework, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. That's what I'm saying. School's out forever.
Fuck yeah. Man, I love to be 18 years old. Taylor is not interested in education, and she says, we haven't done anything educational yet, so why start now?
It's, you know what?
She's
she
like
makes
a little baby Republican.
Argument. This is a compelling argument, I must say.
It's just really sad to see this is really how people think. Then all the districts study for their showdown, and it's fine, I guess. I think studying doesn't make for good television.
No, it makes for bad television, I would go so far as to say.
Looking through my notes that I took while watching the episode, usually it's like 3 to 4 pages. Kid Nation, it's usually more like 3. Survivor, it's a bit more. But this one was perfectly only 2 pages of college-ruled notebook paper. So I said, I guess not a lot happened. Yeah, because they spent 10 minutes just showing us people reading. Boring. I don't want to read. I'm fucking cool. I like sports.
Yeah,
and
it derailed in
television.
otherwise, because, like, honestly, like, I think this, aside from that, and probably still overall, was the best episode of the show that we've watched so far.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I think I think this was by far my favorite challenge they've done. And I thought that the stuff with the arcade was generally kind of interesting.
Yes, I did have fun with the arcade.
Yeah, Jake, this episode featured Hydro Thunder in it, okay? Like, it's the best
I didn't even
episode.
see that.
Yeah, they had an arcade machine. There's a point when they're playing it where Blake goes, haha, got the shortcut. And when they're showing, like, doing, like, their little, like, montage of people playing video games. He was playing Hydro Thunder, and I was like, I know what he's talking about. I played that game a lot.
We gotta... Next time we're allowed to be in the same place, we gotta play Hydro Thunder.
We will absolutely. I can probably still get Hydro Thunder Hurricane on my Xbox. So.
Man, what a great game. Look, I know people say, like, when you're a teenager, all pop culture is the best pop culture. When you're in high school, that's the best SNL cast, that kind of thing. But honestly, the mid-2000s, man, pop culture, and I know Hydro Thunder didn't come out in the mid-2000s, but that's when I played it. So, that's good. All the indie rock
Jake,
we listened
it came
to
out
then.
I believe it came out in 1999, and that was just for Dreamcast. I think the arcade machine existed before then.
Okay, well, my point is, everything was cool when I was 15 years old, including Kid Nation, when I was actually
It's true,
17
and you're right
years old.
to say it.
Thank you, that's all I'm looking for. I just want to be appreciated, right? From TikTok.
I've heard about that from TikTok.
Yeah.
Many are talking about it.
Taylor and Layla aren't working, so the council confronts them and tells them they won't get the reward, and then Layla joins the council and leaves Taylor to pitch a fit again. Whatever. It's the usual Taylor shit. You know, it's been a long time since we've had a Taylor's annoying episode, so...
Yeah, they gave us a reprieve from half the episode being taken up by Taylor pouting.
Yeah. Then there's the showdown, and Taylor is accused of not studying with the rest of her district, and Jonathan Karsh says, I'm glad the rest of you value education. That's a great line from our friend Jonathan Karsh.
John, absolute fucking pro.
I love him.
It's really hard to sell me on a non-Jeff Probst host for things, but like Ryan Devlin of Are You the One? Mm-hmm. He won me over very quickly.
Ryan Devlin was great. Jonathan Karsh is great.
Jonathan Karsh, if they ever need to replace Jeff Probst, he'd be a terrific replacement.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I don't think they're going to pick him. Since
Probably not, but he would be a good. I feel like it's like a lot of the proposed not celebrity Jeopardy hosts, Jeopardy hosts, where it's like there's a lot of people they wouldn't pick that would do a good job. Jake, who do you think should host Jeopardy? By the way,
we've been over this. It's me. I'm going to change the name of the show to Jake Brady. We talked about this already.
That's true. Of
Who
the
would you
people
pick?
that are like. Of the people that are reasonably being considered, I think I err on the LeVar Burton side. I think he would do a good job.
I think that would be great. I just saw him on the Eric Andre show. Oh, what about Eric Andre? That'd be interesting.
And it would be a very different show, but I would like it.
Yeah.
Honestly, Hannibal hosting it would be really... The energy of Hannibal hosting that would be great.
I would watch it. I would watch it every single night. Jonathan Karsh asks them questions that have to do with what they studied, and they have to pop the balloons with the wrong answers using slingshots. You're right. This was a very good challenge.
It was great. Just really quick, I just keep thinking about Hannibal going after people answer questions, just being like, "Wow, you guys are really smart." Like, the energy would be so good.
Again, I would absolutely watch it.
It would be great. I loved this. I thought it was like just doing trivia would have been really boring, so they found like a really fun way, and it was edited very well. But it was really satisfying to watch them pop the balloons. Like,
yes.
It was extremely cool.
Oh, man, I'm probably going to get into balloon popping TikTok after this. Because, yeah, watching a balloon or a bubble pop is so satisfying.
It's like viscerally satisfying.
You say that trivia, boring trivia, standard trivia, whatever you said, is a boring challenge, but don't you know that trivia is always the best challenge on The Challenge, which is starting in 3 weeks?
It is great on that, but like, and I think it's generally pretty good on Survivor too, but like, yeah, you have to find a way to spice it up, and I feel like those shows do to a certain extent, and they did a good job with this one because the trivia about Bonanza was not interesting.
No, I don't remember a single trivia question.
Completely took a back seat to the rest of the challenge, which is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. The green becomes the upper class, blue becomes the merchants, yellow becomes the cooks, and red becomes the laborers. What class would you want to be in, Thomas? If you had to pick. And remember, you're older than all these other kids, so you're automatically stronger, so you get to pick your class.
Probably, I mean, look, you know, not to be a class traitor, but the upper class, I mean, if you don't have to do anything, that's pretty appealing.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's the fucking problem with the country.
I think I would maybe I would maybe help other people out, but just knowing that you didn't have to, like, it's great.
I would go with the merchants class because it gives me something to do that is basically just hanging out in a store, which is like really easy, and I get the most money, but I don't look like an asshole who doesn't work for my cash.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as someone who has worked as a cashier for long stretches of my life, like, it's pretty chill.
Yeah. Look, a fucking 8-year-old was doing it. We can do it. We're 29?
Especially since you don't really... I mean, they really only have to work the register there. I don't think they're in charge of doing... You know, there's not any
Yeah,
other
they're not taking, like, inventory.
Like, I was an assistant manager who was also the primary cashier and was doing a bunch of other shit behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
I still kind of miss that job a little bit. Parts of it, I don't regret not having it anymore. But yeah, this would be even less responsibility, which would be great.
That's what I like. When I worked at Whole Foods, every month or two, I don't remember exactly because I never participated, they would have people sign up for overnight inventory from like every department, no matter what department you're in, like work for like 8 or 10 hours overnight and take inventory of the store. And there would be sign-up sheets, and I said, no, I'm not going to ever do that. That sounds awful. And they're like, oh, but you'll have the whole day before off, and you'll have the whole day after off. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. So I guess in that case, I would become an upper class because I hate putting effort into anything. But if it's just during the day, I get to hang out in stores, love it. So I'll be a merchant. They have to choose between the library and the arcade. Which would you choose? I feel like the arcade is the obvious choice here, right?
The arcade is the obvious choice, and they, I gotta tell you, Michael and Sophia, two of my favorite people on this show, they really let me down this episode.
Why do you say that?
Michael wanted the books and said that he didn't want to play video games. But the thing is, like, this was like Greg and Blaine both made good points with this, where Greg was like, the books are not, he's like, the books in theory are a decent choice. He's like, we're only going to be here for 8 more days. Like, let's just pick the arcade, it'll be fun, everybody will have a good time. That is the exact reasoning that you should have with this. And as they explained after they picked it, because DK also would have been fine with the books, it sounds like. But he said, he's like, we've been picking the, like, responsible one every single time. Like, we finally picked a fun reward for people.
Yeah.
Like, which is what we've been saying for weeks now. It's like, just, you guys were, there was a whole episode about how there was nothing to do in the town. Like, pick the fun thing.
Yeah, why not? You got one more week. You might as well have fun with it.
It was like this was maybe the best possible fun reward they could have picked, too. Like,
That water slide.
le-
I still think about that water slide.
yeah, but the water slide would be really fun, but there's a limited, like, it would get old quickly, I think. Like, there's only so much in terms of the amount of time you spend doing it that you're getting out of that water slide. The arcade is a little more, like, there's a lot of stuff you can do there. Because they had, like, pool tables, they had air hockey, they had all those arcade machines,
Yeah.
like, they had a poker table. There's a lot of stuff. that
It
they had
honestly, it did look really fun.
there. They had Hydro Thunder, Jake. They
I
had
love Hydro
there.
Thunder. If they had NBA Jam there too, man, I would not leave that place.
Yeah, it was like Hydro Thunder, Gauntlet.
Oh, the challenge?
I think they had one of those, either like Silent Scope or, you know, like one of those like light gun games, which I always like. Yeah, man, I would have put some hours in there. That would
Air
be really
hockey,
fun.
man. Air hockey, I feel like, is the most underrated arcade game.
It's great.
It's so
great, man.
fun.
Air hockey is extremely fun.
Man, now, oh man,
I wish I had that arcade.
I wish places were open so we could go play arcade.
Yeah, the arcade industry, I mean, it was already pretty much dead in America, but it was still really big in Japan. Like, and now it's, because of the pandemic, it's, I think Sega sold the rights to a bunch of their arcades because they just, like, people can't go there right now,
Yeah.
which is sad to think about.
But barcades,
I wish that we had arcades. I wish that we had, yeah, and I guess barcades are also, that's really the only sort of remaining, sort of remnant of arcades past. But
hey, I'll take it.
but I wish that yeah, one, you know, we could all go out and do things for many other reasons. But two, I wish that we had like arcades like they do in Japan, because the machines there, because people go to them. People still make arcade machines for that stuff, and the stuff they have there is fucking crazy, man. I want Drummania here. I want to be able to play Drummania at arcades.
Well, let's just go to Japan and go to the arcades. That sounds fun. Why not?
They might not be there anymore, though. They might not be there anymore.
You know, we can always bring things back. Did you ever even see Jurassic Park? That's what it was about.
Yeah, me walking into, or me getting off the plane on Japan and seeing an arcade and the Jurassic Park music swells, and I go, they do exist.
Yeah. But like
They do travel in herds.
like Jurassic Park, they never questioned just because you can doesn't mean you should, or whatever the line is, because it turns out everybody spends the whole night in the arcade. Sophia,
Me sitting on the toilet in the arcade and being bitten off of it by a large arcade machine.
Sophia builds a library while everybody's in the arcade and says she's a 30-year-old trapped in the body of a 14-year-old. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, this was fun.
Zach tries to level with Taylor, and she finally does enough dishes that she's allowed to go to the arcade. So that's character development, which we're big fans of here on the KN cast. Sophia calls out Blaine for allowing them to stay at the arcade all night. That's, you know, we should have seen it coming. We should have seen that they shirk their responsibilities when you give them fun. This is why children can't be trusted.
And this is ultimately what makes them introduce the fucking cops to the town.
Yep. They have their town meeting. They vote
Sophia is canceled.
Sophia, I can't believe it. We've been on your side this whole time, and then you turn your back on the people, on your appointed town sheriff.
Nah, whatever. This was fine.
Yeah.
It seemed like they kind of needed it.
They padlock the arcade until they get all their work done. So, the arcade...
Which you don't really need a sheriff for, but I guess you... Basically, like, it's not a cop, it's just somebody who sees that everything is done and goes, okay, we can open up the arcade now. Which is good, because honestly, that'll motivate people to get their chores done faster.
So, I guess the idea is the arcade stays for the rest of the time they're there?
Yeah.
Because... Then why did everybody... I guess they were desperate for entertainment, so that's why they spent the whole night. But it's like, it's going to be here tomorrow, and you still need to cook eggs or whatever. I don't know what kids do these days. TikTok, you still need to make your TikToks. Anyway, Hunter wins the gold star.
They just want to be respected or whatever.
Kids just want to be appreciated.
Appreciated,
Thank you.
that's what it is.
Thank you,
yeah.
Thomas. I can't believe you don't know that. I saw that on Twitter first, and then it came around on TikTok when I finally downloaded TikTok. It's probably popular on TikTok before Twitter, but I'm old. I was on Twitter in 2008, whatever. When Obama was elected, remember him? Oh, man, no. Yeah, you're right.
Only 90s kids remember when Obama was elected.
Too true. This week's episode of Survivor Wild West saw the return of the auction, and Tom is talking about trivia in Survivor Folklore, a favorite challenge. So 2 of the best challenges on Survivor Wild West this week. You can read it at survivorwildwest.tumblr.com. Who are you rooting for, Thomas, in the Survivor Wild West?
I'm rooting for myself.
Fuck, I was hoping to trap you, but I did actually put you in as one of the contestants, and you're still in it.
You can't put me in a box, Jake.
Put you on an island, though. Or the desert. It takes place in the desert. What if everybody was cowboys? So if everybody who wore a cowboy hat on Survivor there... And
What if everybody was cowboys?
what if everybody was cowboys? Why not? Like, what do we have to lose at this point? Come on. We just do it. Just do it like Nike. They sell cowboy hats, Nike. They really...
Thank you, Jake.
I just don't know why more people aren't talking about it. I'm going to make a TikTok specifically for Nike-branded cowboy hats, and it's going to get so popular. I don't fully understand this medium. Like, I'll just come out and say it. Thomas, what's your Twitter?
I'm excited for you to get banned from TikTok for low effort TikToking.
I'll never do that again. I'll never put lack of effort into anything. It's full effort. Freddy. What? I don't know what that means.
Full eyes, full lose.
Full butt. I got to poop. I don't know.
Oh!
Some funny stuff here on the Only Kid Nation podcast. Thomas, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @TomNotTom. I'm not on TikTok.
That's good.
If I was on TikTok, my TikTok would be Tom Not TikTok. But I'm not, so don't look for that there. You won't find
Why
it.
not Tom, not Tick Tom? Because then you only have to change one letter.
Jake, I'm not on TikTok.
I'm just saying it's a good idea. My TikTok is 105 Dalmatians. I don't post anything, so don't follow me. You can follow the show at DYWSLN on Twitter, the only website, and me at Jake Scheidel, also on Twitter, or the show on Instagram, the Only Survivor Podcast. And we're gearing up for the challenge, so get ready. Double agents, it's happening. What's the review for Apple Podcasts if people were kind enough to leave an Apple review podcast?
All right, first of all, gonna make one thing clear: 5 stars only.
Thank you.
Second, this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. Give it a big thumbs up.
That's great.
That's what the review is.
That's all you need to say. I don't know why people are always trying to put their own shit on it, but you really don't need to do it. And if you write something other than that, we will delete it. So
Yeah.
just write the...
We're doing you a favor. You don't have to think about what you write for the review or what you give it. Okay?
Like, oh, that's always my biggest issue
did
with
the work
podcasts.
for you.
Like, people always come on their podcast or in an ad break, and they're like, hey, it would really help us be the most famous, popular podcast since Serial if you left a review. 5 stars, please. And then I'm like on the app, and I'm like, what do I write? Yeah,
what
Serial
am I
2
supposed
is
to write?
good. I don't know.
Oh, I have to think about something to write
Oh.
about this? Okay.
We already gave you the exact steps. Oh, I guess the third step is you click submit or whatever. And that's it. That's all you need to do. It's so easy. It's shorter than a TikTok. Remember when people were like, when Kim Kardashian married Chris Middleton, and they're like, oh, it's like if something was short, it was considered...
Kim Kardashian did not marry Chris Middleton. She married Chris Humphries. Chris Middleton is a different NBA player.
Whatever. Remember when Kim Kardashian married that NBA player? And it was
Yes,
like,
I
this
do.
is a very short period of time. And then Quibi came along, and they're like, this is a short period of time. And now we've got fucking
Yep.
TikToks.
And also, one of the people that started Quibi is the favorite to become Secretary of Commerce.
That's good.
It's great.
It's great.
Can't wait,
we
baby.
love it. Also, great news, Thomas. Next week, we are watching the penultimate episode of Kid Nation, which is called Where's Bonanza, Dude?
Hell yeah. The Michael
Dude.
Penix Jr. Ultimate episode. Jake, do you know that there is a quarterback in college named Michael Penix Jr. and it's spelled Penix?
That's unfortunate
So I just call
for
him
Mr.
Michael
Penix.
Penis Jr.
That's really unfortunate for Mr. Michael Penix.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
bud.
wanted...
What's his
it's
number?
almost-
What's his number, though?
It's 69.
Thank you.
You know, the only funnier thing than Michael Penis Jr. is that there is a Michael Penis Sr. Also, there's a defensive tackle for the Lions named John Penisini, and it's spelled penis, I-N-I, and that is also very funny.
Yeah, that's a panini with a penis inside.
Who would win? That's the question.
That's a good question. I'm going to have to think about that and come back to it next week. In the meantime, we got to say, have a great quarantine.
Deuces, Michael Penis Jr.
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish I would've known cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I survived in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are.
I'm drinking my coffee so I can get a good slurp of energy in.
Yeah, don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
And I don't even drink coffee anymore, so don't ever talk to me ever, actually.
Jake, you using these fleets on Twitter.com?
No, I watched one and I said I don't like this, and I immediately closed it.
Well, it's like really poorly optimized. It takes forever for them to load for some reason.
Meanwhile,
But
I
forever
spent
being like 2 seconds. But that's, I mean, look, this isn't 2002 when we were
Yeah, what
all
the fuck is
waiting
this?
5 minutes for a strong bad email to load. Okay, like.
Well, I mean, strong bad emails, that's quality, though. You're willing
Yeah, and
to
at
wait
least
for
I knew
that.
what I was getting there. I mean,
Yeah.
this, it's just gonna be somebody posting a picture or something cool.
Yeah, I don't really need that.
I've used it twice, and I've like,
Posting?
yeah, I've used it. One of them, I did lie, because my first one was like, this is gonna be the only one I ever do. And
Wow.
then the second one was just me complaining about how long they take to load.
Great.
But the first one I did reference the shrimp fried rice tweet that we all love.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I don't have time for fleets, which I saw a tweet today talking about how they're bad, and I was like, oh, those exist still? I hadn't even looked at like the top of the timeline or whatever to see that people had still been posting them. That's gonna be dead in a week, I bet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm spending like 5 hours a day on TikTok now. I've become one of those people, which I
y'all
don't
got
love.
y'all got enough time for fleets, but not enough time for Jesus Christ.
There's gotta Everything I thought exists.
Kid. 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 Alright, well, I should probably. Kid. Probably
Yeah.
do the thing I have to do.
It's become that time of day. Every Sunday.
Kid.
Sunday.
Kid.
Fun day. Podcast day.
Kid. Are you ready for Kid Nation? Kid. All my rowdy friends are here for Kid Nation. Kid. All right. Kid.
Hooray! We did it!